Do your kids need a keyboard for their piano lessons? The short answer, yes. Now, for the somewhat longer answer with more detail about what type is best, how much they cost, what to look for, and the best places to find one, hang with me for about 10 minutes and we'll talk through all the details. Welcome, y'all. My name is Diana, also known as Miss Diana, to my piano babies. I'm an online piano teacher of 20 years now, and I not only want to teach your children piano in a fun and efficient way, but I also want to answer the questions that you have as parents and guardians as you're thinking about signing them up and provide you with the resources you need to help them get started on their musical journey. Now, today we're talking about keyboards. Maybe you've wondered about this, but you weren't sure whether you should ask it out loud. Does my child need a keyboard for piano lessons? The answer is, in fact, yes. Let's talk about the top reasons why, and then I'll tell you where you can actually find one. First, music is a language. Now, you may have never thought about this, but music is a universal language, meaning you can travel from, like where I am in the United States, to China, sit beside someone, open a piece of music, and play a duet together where you may not be able to have a full verbal conversation, but the music will speak. And because music is a language, it is learned in many of the same ways that we learn a spoken language as well. Dr. Edwin Gordon is a well known researcher in the field of music education. And he understood this so well, y'all, that he developed a music learning framework around how we hear, understand, and process music. Now, when we're learning a language, repetition is important. It helps our minds to remember sounds, words, and concepts. And music works in a similar way. Your child needs repeated opportunities to see the notes, hear the sounds, and play them on the instrument. Now, that repetition helps the music begin to make sense. The second reason your child needs a keyboard is to build fine motor skills. Now, I'm not talking about building, muscle like bodybuilding, although in a way, it does relate, but I'm talking about the motor skills. The small muscles in our hands and fingers are developed through repetition. Music is truly a full body experience, okay? As children learn songs, they're also learning how to control their fingers, coordinate both hands, sit with proper posture, and move comfortably around the keyboard. Now, in order to support their progress, they need opportunities to practice those skills between lessons, just like you would at the gym. You've got to get those reps in, right? A little bit of consistent practice each day can lead to so much progress over time. Now, the third reason your child needs a keyboard is ear training. Remember how I said that music is a full body learning experience? We have reading, check. Muscle building, check. And now we're training their ears to recognize correct notes as well as incorrect notes, melodies, rhythms, pitch, and so much more. Just like learning a spoken language, learning music has to do with hearing it. And if you're new to this channel, after this video, you can actually take a tour through the more than 300 videos that I've posted here. Many of them originally began as practice videos for my own piano students. Those videos allow students to hear how their songs should sound when they're played correctly. Then, as they practice at home, they begin to recognize when something sounds right and when something needs to be corrected. Now, all in all, the more they play and listen, the more developed their musical ear will become for future learning. All right, now let's get into the next section, talking about the keyboard details if you are in search for one. Now, the first question is what type of keyboard is best and where do you actually get one? And I'll make this part short and sweet, okay? And I'll also provide links down below in the description box of some of my personal favorites, okay? Now, I do want to preface this by saying these recommended options are based on my own experience. They do not represent every great keyboard or brand available. Now, for a beginner, I recommend staying with a keyboard that has at least 61 full-size keys. Some smaller keyboards, like those toy ones you might have from they were babies and all that, with fewer keys or miniature keys, those can actually make it more difficult for learners to develop a comfortable hand position and proper technique. An 88 key keyboard is considered the full size piano and gives your learner access to the complete range of the traditional octaves. So that is always a wonderful option. And if you're able, a keyboard or digital piano with weighted keys is best. Weighted keys actually create a playing experience that feels more like an acoustic piano. They can also help students develop their finger strength, control, and proper technique. Again, I said, if you are able to, okay? If a weighted 88 key keyboard is not currently within the budget, well, listen, please don't allow that to keep your babies from getting started. Begin with the best instrument you're able to provide and invest in upgrades later when you can. My favorite brands are Casio, Yamaha, and Roland. This one behind me is actually a great beginning keyboard. It's the Casio Tone, has 61 keys, and I use it as I travel around as an online piano teacher. Now, these, of course, are brands that I have personally owned, taught with, and enjoyed playing, okay? Now, what should you look for when you are getting a keyboard? Check those reviews. Yes, I know that there are scammers galore, fake reviews, and all kinds of things happening online these days, but use your wisdom, do your research, and y'all, I pray about my purchases too. It's never a bad idea. When you're looking through reviews, I recommend paying attention to these three things. Number one, sound quality. Number two, speaker quality and longevity. And number three, the comfort and the feel of the keys. Those are some of the biggest priorities when your child is just getting started. Now, there may be other features that are important to you. If you're an experienced pianist or a teacher and have other recommendations, drop them in the comments. This is not a battle over which keyboard is the absolute best. This is more of a let's help these babies get started with piano, okay? Now, how much does a keyboard cost? Honestly, I can't tell you exactly how much your keyboard will cost because the price can start at free 99, also known as $0. Start by asking your friends and family. You would be shocked by how many people have keyboards sitting in the corners of their homes gathering dust, y'all, or being the shelf for their books and their clothing. It is just wild, okay? But they might be willing to give away or sell for very little. Now, depending on the brand and the features, keyboards and digital pianos can range from maybe a couple $100 for brand new to well over $1,500 to $2,000. For a good quality, I'm saying, beginning keyboard, purchase brand new. For a brand new beginning keyboard, I might say that you find yourself somewhere around $250 to the $400 range, although prices can always vary. But again, that's if you're buying brand new, okay? If price is a concern, start by asking friends and family, then using caution. You can look at places like Facebook Marketplace. Always meet in a populated public place when possible and bring someone with you and make sure the keyboard works before purchasing it. Now, if money ain't an issue, well, then my account number is no, I'm just kidding. But I have included links below to some of my favorite keyboards, some that I have personally used and purchased or would recommend considering. Now, what about acoustic pianos? Now, acoustic pianos are your traditional uprights, baby grands, and grand pianos. And maybe you already own one, inherited one, or were gifted one. Those are also wonderful options. But, friend, please make sure that piano is being tuned regularly, okay? Usually about once or twice per year, depending on the piano and its environment as well as the weather around you. Because that is not only for the sake of your child's dear piano teacher, okay, but it also helps ensure that your learner is hearing accurate pitches and has the best opportunity to develop a strong musical ear. Now, I hope this video has helped answer your questions and made choosing a keyboard feel a little less overwhelming. And if you would like me to teach your children, I would be honored. I have my piano classes linked in the description box below, along with a special discount code just for my YouTube family. And don't forget all the keyboards that I, again, would recommend, just a starting list. I've attached those links in the description box below. But until next time, y'all make it a great day. See you again soon.